gotta start listening to her.
I think that's the worst part
Too late in the
about it.
game.
2019, you had the nerve
Mm.
to make this. Anyway, sorry.
Before you read the
Oh, no,
summary,
no, go ahead. I think I've already said enough.
I just feel like 2019, he should have known fucking better.
Let me read the synopsis before we try to find our own words. First, there's this kind of tagline. It says, "Sometimes you have to become somebody else to find out who you really are." And the synopsis says, a white guy pretends to be a black female talk radio host and become a huge hit. So that is what it's about. This middle-aged white guy who also wrote, apparently financed and directed the film,
Wow.
and decided that this was what he wanted to do. He plays a character who runs a bar, and he's always giving wisdom, or he's the bartender, and he's got such wisdom that he's always dispensing to the patrons of the bar. And they're like, why don't you have a radio show? And he is like, because nobody wants to hear an old white guy like me. And then he sees an ad where it's like, we're hiring black disc jockeys or something like that. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to apply as a black woman because that's who people want to hear. And so he starts impersonating a black woman, and he sends a demo tape of his voice impersonating a black woman to a radio station, and they decide they'll give him a try. And I gotta say, like, it's his impression of a black woman is not something you need to hear. It's
But
No.
you kind of you
it's
have
not
to
it's not
hear
only in it's not only in bad taste, but it's just not good. You don't listen to it and think, oh, that sounds like something other than some old white guy trying to sound like an idiot, which is what he sounds like. And he's apparently really sold on whatever impression he's doing, because that's the basis of this movie. And there's a point in the movie too where he does this masturbatory dialogue with himself on the air, where he's both doing the voice of Loqueesha and himself.
I'm the fairest of them all. I'm Snow Black. Now, what's your problem? I'm conflicted. About what?
I feel like there's two people inside of me.
Where he's analyzing himself, because he's gotten to the point where the line between himself and Loqueesha has become blurred. And Loqueesha starts manifesting herself out of his mouth at inappropriate occasions, where he starts talking in his Loqueesha voice at people, and they're wondering, you know, what's going on with you? And he's feeling like he has split personalities. And then he does this whole psychoanalysis on himself, where he's using his Loqueesha voice talking to him on the air. And it's like, if you closed your eyes and you were listening to this, all you would wonder is like, wait, which one's supposed to be who? Because it's clearly the same fucking person talking to himself. The bit doesn't even approach being credible or anywhere near good. And that's even before you get to the questions of taste when it came to doing this fucking thing at all. I just don't know why this guy didn't have anybody close enough to him to tell him, like, look, you got to reconsider this. But I feel like some people did give him some advice, and he just thought that he would incorporate that into the film to address it. And, you know, he thought he was really going to have this thing all cleared up and solid by making it that his one buddy that he goes to the radio station with to act as his producer, the only one who knows his secret, is a black guy. So he has a black friend. And then he ends up with a black girlfriend. And then when they find out that he's been doing the voice of Loqueesha, who of course became a sensation, and only a fucking old dude some old white dude is going to think in 2019 that radio is going to make you an international star, regional radio out of Detroit when you're doing a call-in show at night. But that's what happened in this film. And then, of course, they find out he was Loqueesha, and then his black girlfriend says to him, like, you lied to all of us. And is that what a black woman sounds like to you? Because, he really does a rather offensive impersonation. And he was just kind of like, well, if Loqueesha sounds so stupid to you, why are you listening to her? And then she's just kind of like, you're right. And then they start porking.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.